We got pregnant really young. We were both teenagers at the time. So got married really young and started our family, which meant, immediate financial strain. Money was an issue from the start.
Did a lot of was working multiple jobs to try to fill gaps.
So, car loans and student loans, taking out loans for, little things that just, things that you shouldn't be doing. Soon after taking all those loans, we realized we really couldn't afford our lives.
One summer I was helping my grandfather with some work at his place and was digging a hole, and while I was doing that, I would always pull his pickup up behind me and just leave the door open and the radio playing. Around 2 or 3 p.m. every day, this crazy guy would come on the radio. Every now and then they would have what he calls the debt-free scream, and these people are either in studio or they're calling in and they're spilling their guts. They're telling their story about how they followed his process and were able to achieve this almost outrageous idea of becoming debt-free. That day after I crawled out of the hole, was staying with my mom or my parents at the time, and was like, "Hey, do you know this guy, Dave Ramsey?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, he's been around for a long time." They had an old workbook of his, and I was like, "I really want to read his book." And so she put it in her Amazon cart and had it shipped to our house. By the time I got home, it was there.
We started on our debt-free journey and worked hard through it while he was going to school, and Marshall finished school, and so we got the opportunity to move back here to Abilene. And so we were working through it, and we're able to pay off our debt in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So we got debt-free, and we were really excited about that. And so we started saving, started on baby step 3, started saving our emergency fund. And we shortly lost steam and started spending money here and there that we didn't need to be spending, that wasn't in the budget. After one of David's very convicting sermons, we decided to take Financial Peace University. We were convicted to start tithing, which had always made us a little bit nervous. Because that was a good little chunk of our pay, but we started doing that, and man, did doors start opening up. I mean, money was just showing up from everywhere. And a couple weeks after FPU, we had a home in our neighborhood burned down. Our son, a couple days later, was assigned an assignment at school. He was given $1, and his task was to bring joy to somebody's life with that $1. So he got home and he decided he wanted to give this $1 to the family whose home burnt down. He wrote a letter to this family, and it was the sweetest thing ever, talking about how he wanted to help them rebuild their home with this $1.
It was at that point that God really laid it on our hearts that these people need more than $1. We decided we were gonna to contribute to their fund to help them move forward, and we sat down and looked at the numbers and said we set a number to it. It seemed just a little while later, day or two later, before we had written a check, that money started popping in, and we were able to contribute significantly more, purely by the grace of God that we were able to do that to the extent that we were. But had we been in a position where we were racked with a car payment and student loan payments and credit card payments, I don't think that we would have been in a position to be able to, in the spur of the moment, decide to love them through finances.
We recently just bought our first home together, and it's a beautiful home. We're so proud of it. We now live in a place of such a peace that I can't even really describe it. Maybe we're not doing things that other people are doing to carry out God's will, but I truly feel like He has put us in this position so that we can bless these people who need it the most,